Alright guys, we finally did it. First place with heroes. This was long overdue. I'm going to try to keep this deck profile as concise as possible. If you would like a more elaborate explanation on any of the ratios or side deck or extra deck choices, if I'm omitting something that you like, let me know in the comments. But we're going to start with the main deck. Heroes are my favorite deck, so it's only right that I won my first ever tournament with the squad. We got 3 Stratos. I think you have to play 3 just because not only can you search, you can pop the back row, you can force them to use Brandon in red or Sword Soul Blackout or any main form of back row disruption, bait out Impermanence or Droplet, any of that you see today. One of the best starters in the deck. 2 Shadow Mist, essential discard fodder, search mass change when it's special summoned via Liquid Soldier or Hero Lives. Multiple applications, fine at 2, you can side out 1, you don't need 3. 1 Liquid Soldier. He revives the Shadow Mist, but mainly he lets you go +1 when he's used for any fusion summon of a hero, and you can search Miracle Fusion if you're going into Sunrise, and then you could get Sunrise and Ab-Zero on board. He helps you get to Ab-Zero, he helps you get to Acid. Awesome card. Love the design on this dude as well. I am just so happy to report this deck profile because I finally did it. The 3 Fairest, a beautiful secret rare. Pink's my favorite color. You just discard it, starts your main engine without even normal summoning when you get to Vion. Must play at 3. Need the Vision Hero engine to get all your plays going. There's so much you can do. Only 1 increase. I played 2 for the longest time, but the thing is, you're just adding bricks to your deck when you're playing 2. You really only need 1, and even if you open it, if you open a Hero Lives, you can special summon the Stratos and then search a Vion. You can still get to Vion even if you draw this card, and there are other ways you can get plays going even if you draw this card. It's really not the end of the world. You could also poly it away, and we'll get to that. I only play 1. As soon as I switched to 1, I won my locals, so there you go. 2 Vions, some play 3. I like 2. I might bump it up to 3, and he dumps your hero, he dumps your malicious, he dumps your denier, he dumps your Shadow Mist, he gets all your plays going, he gets your poly. Just possibilities are endless with Vision Hero Vion. We're gonna move on to Destiny Heroes. Got my secret rare Plasma from the tin. It's just such a good going first card. It also helps in the grind game and only needs 3 tributes. You don't even need to tribute a hero. Sometimes you could like tribute a hand trap if you're short on resources, like you could tribute an Ash Blossom or something like that. Absorbs a monster. You can absorb a Mirror Jade. You can absorb a Sword Soul monster. It helps so much, especially if they can't out it. They get no monster effects on the field, so what are they gonna do? It'll be really hard for them to out that. The 2 Mali, you must play 2 Mali, obviously. Wish it were at 3. I didn't play it in that format, unfortunately. The 1 Denier. Basically, you can banish a Mali, special summon it if you resurrect the Denier with the Cross Crusader. That means you haven't used this one for dual effect, and then you get to bring back Mali and bring back Denier again, even on the same turn if you want to use the ones for dual effect. This used to just be a tech, but it's become more common. I really like the Dark Angel just because so many people play Branded at my locals. They don't have the links, they can't out it. Make it so they can't use spell cards and they're not gonna have a good time. It works against many decks too. If you don't know what your opponent's playing, especially at my locals with the accessibility of Branded, it's just a great option to go into, and it's really easy if you open Fusion Destiny or just access to DPE and you still have 1 Surge, or if you just open it. 3 Ash, I play 6 hand traps in total. We'll get to those, but I like the 3 Ash. I might main Droll though. We will get to that in the side deck. Finally, we're free from the wrath of the ban list. We got 3 Hero Lives, second best card in the deck. Paying your life points doesn't matter. Life points are the least valuable resource. You get out your Stratos, you get out your Mists and Surge Mass Change. It's good going first, it's good going second. It baits out Ashes. You have plays for days with this deck. It just gives you more starters, just gives you more consistency. This is another reason why you only need to play 1 increase. 3 Mass Change, you can dodge anything that targets. You dodge the Impermanence on Stratos or the Valor on Stratos or Mist. Helps you resolve those. You get the Mass Change. You could even search another Mass Change if you wanted to. Wouldn't come up that much, but it's like you're mainly dodging with Stratos. And then you just make Dark Claw. You go first. It just helps you get to your going first and second. It's great. But you can side some of them out if you're going second because the main use of it is to make Dark Claw, obviously. I think you have to play Droplet in Heroes. Some don't play this card. I know it used to be really expensive. I paid a lot for mine, unfortunately. I love Droplet just because there's so much discard fodder in this deck. You can also chain it to Hero Lives, use a Hero Lives as cost, use any normal spell, even like a Mass Change as cost. It's just a beautiful card, and you need it, especially if you lose a die roll. You can always side it out if you're going first too, so if into game 2 or 3, so you have different applications there, but it's just you shut off your opponent's board, you make your plays, you go off. There are a bunch of cards in my deck that take advantage of this card. This card's basically a hero card, in my opinion. It works perfectly with this deck. 2 Fusion Destiny because it's at 2. I finally pulled the ulti. The first time I put the ulti in my deck, I just had it on display. The first time I put the ulti in my deck, I won the entire thing. First time ever. First top ever. First place for me. So you dump the Malicious and the Denier, and then you get DPE. You get your best boss monster. You could even, I have multiple targets. If you open some of them, if some of them are already engraved, you still have the Denier, you still have the Dark Angel to send, you still have the Shadow Mist to send. If you're going into Dangerous, you have the Plasma to send, and then you can still make Dark Claw if you go into Dangerous because you can search Liquid Soldier off the Cross Crusader. It's just good to have more targets than DPE and good to have more Destiny heroes than just the standard ones. I really like 2 Poly. I picked up the Secret Rare as one of my prizes when I won this tournament, actually. So it can unbreak your hand. In a grind game, it comes up a lot. You want to see it. Even if you see it in your opening hand, sometimes you'll open this with like a Denier and a Malicious, and then you can just hard Poly DPE and just pop off from there. It just opens up plays. It opens up plays that you normally wouldn't have. There's so many, when I used to play 1, there's so many times where I was like, I really wish I had the first. I really wish I had the second. Excuse me. Miracle Fusion. You search it with Sunrise, and then you can go into Ab-Zero, or I have another target, which we'll get to, and I love the Ultra from Raw Yellow. 1 Foolish Burial, just a starter. Rhoda, consistency, can be a starter. You can search Vion. Called by to stop their Ash or their Droll. Love when that happens. Maybe other hand traps. And then to round up the hand traps and round up the main deck, we got the 3 Imperm. It's just, I think if you play 6 hand traps, there's a good chance you open one of them while not risking bricking too much by opening too many hand traps. So I like the middle ground there. And I always have more that I can side in if I'm going second. We're going to move on to the extra deck. My boy, Sunrise. I know the Seeker just came out. Looks great as an Ultra, though. You search the Miracle Fusion. He boosts for each attribute. So there are many times where I get a Light, a Wind, a Water, and a Dark. So everything gains 800. That helps you push for game when you normally wouldn't have it. Even just boosting stuff by 400 has helped me push for game so many times. You search the Miracle, and you have the Battle Phase pop. Some people just don't even read the card. They swing into your other hero, and then you can just pop their monster with Sunrise. You can pop your own Ab-Zero with Sunrise to continue pushing for game, because if they have a big field, you can blow up their field. You have Ab-Zero. They usually go hand in hand. You can make him with Liquid Soldier, and then you go +1, and then hopefully you draw to something that you can discard, like a Shadow Mist or a Malicious or a Denier. There are so many possibilities. This deck has so much synergy. It's crazy. There are so many combo lines I didn't even know about when I started playing. We have the Skirt Out. If you're locked into Dark via Fusion Destiny, I like the Secret Rare on this guy. His effect doesn't do much. It does boost sometimes because you just get heroes. You just get elemental heroes in the graveyard a lot, especially running the 3 Stratos like I do, which I think is a must. You can push for game. You can also mask change him into Dark Claw if necessary. If you just need another Dark Body, you can still go plus. You don't have to make Ab-Zero with Liquid, obviously. You can make a Skirt Out if you have the Miracle Fusion, and then still go plus even on turn you already used Fusion Destiny. My favorite monster in the extra deck, Vision Hero Trinity. He's one of the main reasons why I won this tournament when I was forced to go second, because I could play through Disruption, and even when I was short on resources, even if I was short on resources, I had enough to make Trinity, get the 5,000 attack 3 times, bam, 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 wipe out all their monsters, wipe out the rest of their life points. There was one time where they ended on, I was able to disrupt the Sorcerer player, they ended on 2 Monk of the Tenyi, and then which just has 1,000 as you know, and then I just made Trinity, attack, that's game. That's 8k. There you go. 2 Dark Claw, it's just nice to have the second one in your back pocket. I know some people like the draw hand variant. I just think it's too bricky, but I respect people who play it. It's just not really my taste, because then you're forcing them to draw, and then you get the 2 banish. You banish from hand. So many decks need their graveyard, like Punk. This is good against almost every deck, except for like Fluenderies. So love having 2 Dark Claw. Love having these mass change targets. In addition, we got the Acid, so you can blow up spell traps against Eldlik. We have a target for Ab-Zero, even if you don't need to blow up spell traps, you can you can just mass change Ab-Zero if you need a way to get rid of your Ab-Zero. Blast to dodge the Imperms and Veilers with Stratos, anything that targets really. And his effect comes in clutch going first. If they're just going to set a bunch of back row, you quick effect to bounce one by paying 500 life points, and then you sometimes you bounce the one that you need to bounce, and they can't even activate it because they set it that turn. The main boss monster, DPE, can't for the Starlight to come out and try to pull that. Other Fusion Destiny targets, we have the Dystopia and the dangerous. Dangerous because it's a Destiny hero and a dark, you can send Shadow Mist. You don't activate Shadow Mist hero search, but then if you can get a Liquid Soldier via Cross Crusader, and then you can make Dark Law, like let's say you're playing against Tri Brigade, you really want Dark Law or something that uses their graveyard like Punk. Dystopia, good for time because when he's fusion summoned, or if he's special summoned, you can just target a level 4. You can just Destiny hero, you burn for time if there's like no time left. That's unfortunately the way the timer rules work. It didn't come up in this tournament, but it does come up. He helps you boost. Piercing is so clutch against some decks, especially if they have something that can't be destroyed by battle and you can't out it. You can just keep running over it, especially if it gets down to time. He can boost up to 3 other monsters too. You stack heroes for days in the graveyard. This deck combos so well. One of the main extenders, one of the best cards in the deck. Extra hero Cross Crusader. You bring back the Destiny hero and then you search anything. And this is just such an awesome card. I love the design too. I don't have the rare, unfortunately. Pretty self-explanatory card. Helps you combo to get the Dark Angel. It gets you whatever missing piece you need. Even though I play 2 poly, I like the Wonder Driver still. Just, there are a lot of poly targets in this deck, especially because I play all those Destiny heroes. And I play the elemental heroes like a Skirdow. It just helps you continue your plays. You can also reset a mass change, so you can go double Dark Law. It helps you reset for if you need to get the acid to blow up back row. It helps you reset. You could reset a Miracle Fusion. There was one game I won because I was able to they were able to disrupt me, but I still had a Wonder Driver play, so I was able to make this and put something on board to reset via the Link Arrow, and then I was able to go into like a Sunrise and an Ab-Zero or something late game, or an Escuridao or something. I can't really remember. It was all a blur. I was having so much fun. I was so locked in. That's the most locked in I've ever been. You can even get back a Fusion Destiny, so it's just an awesome card. Here we go, side deck. 3 Droll. I picked up my 3rd. It was actually DD Crow, but I replaced it with a Droll. I picked up a Droll when I won because I got $50 store credit. Shout out to my locals. So many decks just hard lose to this. It's pretty self-explanatory. My deck is really weak against it too. I used to play Crossout, but I don't like Crossout anymore. That's a story for another day. 2 Valor, good against Sword Soul, good against anything that needs to resolve monster effects, especially if it's like they normal summon something and you know they need to resolve it. If you can just get the Valor off, you're in a really good situation. Shout out to Order of Chaos. I opened a ton of Order of Chaos, and that's how I have those. 3 Twister, Harpy's Feather Duster. Out like whatever back row decks, going second against Branded, whatever. Trap ratio is where this gets interesting. You got the Judgment, 1 Judgment, because I was just looking for stuff to throw in my side deck when I was going first, and I decided Solid Judgment, it's pretty good, regardless of what deck. Especially if it's just going into game 2, because you don't want to, if it's going into time, you obviously don't want to take the life point cost. Sometimes you can side out Hero Liz if it's going into time, game 3. Reboot, and because obviously your opponent's just going to slow play you sometimes. It happens. It's part of the game, unfortunately. Maybe they'll change it eventually. Who knows? Reboot for, like, Tri Brigade Revolt, Sword Soul Blackout, mainly Eldlick, Trap decks, anything like Altergeist, whatever. This 1 summon limit has put in work. It makes you want to up it to 3, especially going into next format. It's just an amazing card, especially, like, obviously you go first. You make your board, and then you summon limit, and they can't do anything. This helped me against a Floowandereeze matchup in a recent tournament, Sword Soul matchup in a recent tournament. Awesome card, might bump it up to 3. Hero Floodgate, who knows? If everyone's going to run all these Floodgates, you might as well too. Speaking of which, rounded out 3D Barrier for Branded, for Sword Soul, anything that just uses 1 type. Even if you're negating your own fusions, it's okay, because if you're playing against Branded, they literally can't do anything. Anyway, the matchups were, I beat Punk 2-1, then I beat Dragon Link 2-0, Sword Soul 2-0, Sword Soul 2-0 again, and the final was Tri Brigade. My brother's building Tri Brigade, so I had a lot of experience against that deck. Once again, 2-0. One of the most gratifying moments of my life, because I first started going to locals when I was 12, went for a few months, I quit because it was so frustrating, and I thought I was too old for it because I was 12. That's how we were in middle school in my town back then. But I never gave up. I knew I'd come back. Eventually, I took a 9-year break, started playing December of last year, and now we're here, and I finally won, and no matter what happens in future tournaments, no one can take that away from me. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave comments down below. I know some people are probably going to ask me like why I don't play Super Poly and stuff. I'd be happy to answer that in the comments. I want to keep this concise. But once again, the hero always wins in the end. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.